Welcome back, my fellow aggressive learners. In this section, we're going to be completing or doing our um, smoothie recipe project. So remember, we already have our poem project. So let's go ahead and create a folder. We'll call it smoothie recipe. Sorry, I don't know the spelling. Just leave it the way it is. Thank you very much. Let's go. Let's get the job done. Sorry, in real life, you really have to check out spelling and make sure you're very correct. All right? I don't know if I'm correct. All I know is I've written recipe. And please check out the spelling and make sure you're very correct. So inside my recipe, the first thing I want to do is to create what index.what.html file. All right? So in my index.html file, the first thing I want to do is to do what? Use my what? Remember, I installed what we call Emmet. Emmet, you can look at it, Emmet abbreviation. All right, we installed it as an extension, so I'm just going to hit it and it will generate what we call boilerplate code for me. All right, so I don't have to go through all these stories. Remember, we already explained all these things in our final in our previous class. We explained this header stuff and all that, so I don't have to go through that. Let's just go ahead and write our the title. All right, so this title is normally what you will see appear here. When we start doing CSS, we will see how you can attach a logo, right, a favicon to it, so that it will something like an icon like this, so that it will display. Now, having done that, I also want you to remember that we installed what we call live server as an extension. In case you didn't do that, go back to this video and do it. We installed live server. So I'm going to click on my live server because I want to be seeing what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Now, this page is going to have head, right? While my server is coming up, it's going to have header, and it's going to have the header is going to have end of header, and then it's going to also have what? It's going to also have, sorry, I don't want to type again. Let me just copy and paste. It's going to have content, all right? Page content, end of what? Page content. Then it's also going to have what? Footer, end of what? Footer. Good. Now you see our page has finally rendered. Look at it. You can see that title, smoothie recipe. I don't know if it is correct, but someone should help me. Check it out. It's there already. So this is what I call title in HTML. We did that when we started. Now good. Now having done this, let's quickly define the head of this file. So let's call it what? Let's start with the header, right? And then inside the header, we're going to have what we call navigation. Inside our navigation, we're going to have UL tag on ordered list. Remember that? Good. So inside every ordered list or ordered list, you always have what we call list. All right. Now this list we want to put an anchor tag inside. All right, so that it will be able to create a link for us of what we want to do. But this link, we don't want it to redirect to any page. We just want to put a hash so that it will point to this page, exactly the same page. All right. So now we have home. All right, and then I want to copy and paste because I'm lazy in typing. All right, good, but don't be lazy. You would have to type because the more you type, the more you become good. Then the next thing I want to do is about, right? And then the next thing I want to do is what? Is what? Recipes. Recipes. Good. Sorry, please, is recipes. Then the next thing I want to do is what? Is contact us. Right, contact. Good. So this is what I want here. And each and every one of them. Remember, we did one ID stuff, right? We did one ID stuff. So that is what we're going to. This page is going to be a single page. We are not going to create any. any extra pages. All right, so it's going to be a single page, just index.html. All right, so we are going to make everything to be inside one page. All right, good. So we'll do contact. All right, remember we did one ID stuff like that where we were able to hit and it took us to the bottom of the page and all that. So that's what we're going to do here. Now, having done this, all right, I want to say that you can also put logo. So let's do div. Remember we said there's a div container. So inside this div, even if I don't want to use div, I can use image. I can use image, all right? I can use image source. So I'm going to put logo here, but for now, we don't have an image yet, all right? So I'm going to call it what? Smoothie logo. So we're going to design a logo in this course, right? In this project. So having this, right? So just leave this like this for now. Look at this. You see what I was telling you, alternative name. You see, so look at this image is broken. So someone would naturally know, it's a logo that is actually here. Oh. That is the job it does. And that's it. So now we are done with the header. Let's quickly close it. Now let's look at the body types. All right. So inside the body, we're going to have about us. All right. I don't want to call it page content, but let's just call it, let's say home. All right. Home. Let me remove this page. So that's how we're going to have about us and all that, and contact us. So we have what? We have home. So let's use, remember, we can use, let's use, I love using sections. Remember we used section in our last project. So let's use sections to make our work look more organized, right? So this section, right, I want to, remember, I want to give it ID, and each of this ID, this one will be ID home, so that when you click on home in the header, it will locate this place. All right, good. Now inside this home, I want what do I want? I want an image, all right, that will show a picture of course it's going to show a picture of food. We're going to get that. We'll call it home image. Home image, that is what we want it to appear there. Now remember, we can actually do hr. Remember hr, horizontal line, just to separate them. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you? Good. So we can actually use horizontal line and go ahead and also separate this and the next one that is coming. Right? So inside this home page, what do we want? We want to put home image. So let's go to Pinterest. Pinterest. Pinterest, all right, and look for smoothies. Pinterest, we just go to Pinterest image, and then so I'm just going to look for one of these image and then quickly download it. I'm going to download it, right click, and then download the image, right? So I will copy it and put it inside here, right? Now let's quickly create inside this folder, let's create image folder so that our work will be more organized, right? Good. So we can drag this image and put inside this place, right? And then give it a name. Let's call this image, let's call it what? Call it home. Home.png, right? So in this home, we're going to have what? Images. Home.png. Now we're going to give, if you refresh this, you find out that this image is actually very big. So what would you do? You would want to do width property, right? Width property. Width, let's give it 300. Yep, that's all I want. No, I think I prefer, I would want height 300. Then I would naturally put width. Width. Oh, I want width to be 900, right? Good. So that it to fit in. And I want height to be what? 300. Yeah. That's not good enough. So that should be like 400. Let's see. Yeah. Make it 600. Yeah, I think this looks more better. So now, having this now, let's put a small marker, all right? Remember, we talked about marker. So I'm going to put a p tag, all right? Inside that p tag, I want to do marker, all right? And I want it to have a direction of what? Right. Right. So, so I'm going to put welcome to smoothie recipe corner, right? Good. So let's make this marker to have a better size, right? Let's give it a very good size. I think that should be nice, or we should broaden it, right? Let's remove this thing and give it, put it inside um h2 h2, all right? So drop it here. I think this kind of makes sense, right? This kind of makes sense. So you can even put your marker at the top of the image. You can decide to put it at the top of the image. You can decide to put it at the top of the image, but I prefer this, right? So now I'm done with this. For now, I'm done with this. The next page I'm going to what? The I'm going to the about page, right? About page. So I want to know who exactly is doing this business and what does the business stand for, right? So we're going to do this, and so let's do section. So in this section, I want to have an ID also, remember, and that ID, I want it to be called what? About, right? So that if somebody click, if you click on this about, it should take you somewhere. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry for now. We'll get that done, right? Good. We'll get that fixed. Then all I want is I want to have two stuff here. I want to have the image of the owner of the business, all right, and a little paragraph tag. So we're gonna have image. So we're gonna have image, all right. Then we'll get the owner's name, all right, and then the width is going to be the width of this image. We'll definitely want it to just be what? 300, and we want the height to be what? The height to be what? 200, and that's all we want. And then we would want a p tag, all right, a paragraph tag. um Under this paragraph tag, we want to do lorem blah 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 blah, lorem 20, all right? So we want 20 items to be generated. 20 items to be generated. Remember, if we're using CSS, we can actually place this content by this side. So, but under this person, we're going to look for somebody, a very, very fine girl, or a very fine, yeah, fine girl, yes, a girl. I'm seeing, just do girl. These people are looking somehow. Let's look somebody that looks like a chef. Let's look at chef. Somebody that has some level of decency in their dressing, not casual stuff. Um, I need a Nigerian person. Yep, I need a Nigerian person. Chef Nigeria. Yes, I think. Oh no 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 no. I don't want Hilda. I don't want Hilda. Somebody in this class should give me their photo. Okay, I'm going to do smoothie chef. Anyway, for now, I'm going to use I'm going to use this girl's photo, all right, so that that will be lack of creativity. Go to Pixel and get some nice stuff, right? So while the pixel is loading, let's quickly be adding some few things. Now this girl, she is the CEO. CEO. So I'm going to do bold, bold, bold. In that bold, I'm going to write CEO. All right. CEO smoothie recipe incorporation. Sorry, I love incorporation because I love conglomerates. I love when people build conglomerates. Yes, I do love that. So this is also loading. While it is loading, I'm also CEO and founder. CEO and founder Smoothie Recipe Incorporation. So remember, we have some small stuff like that. So I want you to remember we have emphasis. So let's demonstrate that emphasis stuff. Yeah, emphasis. Good. That's all I want to do. I just want to do that. Now let's put the girl's name. Let's put her name. So let's do H4. All right, H4. I think that's sorry, Amelia, Amelia Abdul or Amelia Johan. All right, I think that's okay. So while we are getting a picture, am I seeing people that are looking somehow these few days? What's going on? Okay, please let's just take what we see and make use of it. All right. Somebody you would look at and you want to take smoothie. That's what I'm talking about. These are part of design. These are part of things you pay attention to. In fact, I think I'm going for this young man. Any other person should choose what they want, but I'm going for him. So while it is loading, let's be looking at our page. So Amelia is what? Is the CEO, founder, blah, 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 and all that, right? Good. Haven't done that. While our page is ready, let's do free download. And then we've got this. So while it is loading, we can actually pick this and then drop it inside here and call it what? Person. Call it person what? Person one or Amelia. Call it Amelia. Amelia, all right? Then go to our page and put sorry image Amelia. I think that's it. So I think this video is getting unnecessarily long and I would want to stop it here. See you in the next session.